Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. Today is Thursday, January 23rd. In this update, we're going to be talking about the winter snowstorm that's going to be impacting areas between now through Monday morning. So before I do get started, if you do like weather-related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload about 5 videos a week to keep you updated. All right, so let's get started. So here, let's start off with the winter weather advisories. In purple, you can see northern Arkansas. Now, these typically go out 24 hours in advance. So Arkansas is under a winter weather advisory. Pretty much the entire state of Missouri into Kansas and Nebraska. And these green shaded areas are flood watches because they've been up in the northwest Washington, where they've been having relentless systems come in every couple of days and dump in a lot of rainfall and snow in some of the higher elevations in inland. So you got that melting effect too. So they're getting hit with both sides. Now let's take a look at the overall surface map for this morning. This is Thursday. Now, yesterday we had that cold blast kind of fizzle itself out over Florida, but man, Miami, 39 degrees. That was the coldest temperature you've seen since December of 2010. So, and it was widespread 20s for wind chill too. We had that little system go off in the Atlantic here, and the winds were still 10, 15 miles an hour. So imagine if you had light winds and radiational cooling, you would have even dipped even further than that. But off this system, I saw some reports in South Carolina, believe it or not. Now, granted, I think the temperature was 35 degrees at the time, so there were a little snow showers that came through Folly Beach or Charleston, South Carolina. So, like I said, I'd love to hear from one of my followers, and if you had, visual confirmation of that, if that actually happened. So, but I did look on radar at the time when I was seeing reports of it happening that it was 35 degrees. So it's definitely possible. You saw some snowflakes coming out of the sky on that, but. Last night we were watching, like I said, we were watching this system come in through Texas that did dump some snowfall, wet snowfall in northeast Texas. I know Mount Magazine, Arkansas had some snow. So and now it's kind of swinging further north as this kind of low is just now developing. So we've got snow in much of Missouri as it's developing. This is swinging up into to Illinois and into Wisconsin here. And on the back side of this, we've got some snow breaking out in Nebraska. So if we take it out another frame, you can see this low starting to really deepen now. So on the north side, I'm probably expecting 1 to 3 inches in St. Louis, kind of a wet snow for you guys. But in the upper central part of Missouri, definitely moderate snow at times, and dumping some heavier amounts as this low really starts to deepen in, and you're getting that the effect on that north side of. To be able to crank out some of the higher snow totals, and especially in Illinois, like we talked about, it's going to be a kind of a long duration event for you guys in Illinois. So right now, I think Chicago, much of the Midwest is, believe it or not, just about average. I know Chicago's about almost 17 inches, which is like 0.8 below normal. But with this event, you're going to put you guys well above normal after this event for sure. As this low definitely swings up, you can see on the warm side, on the northeast, you're spreading more rain into Virginia and West Virginia, much of Ohio. But on the back side, again, Illinois is going to be hit with the majority of the snow with this one from this little system because it's kind of a 1-2 punch. And then on the north side, you've got some more snow breaking out for Wisconsin and the upper Great Lakes. If we take it out another frame, you can see that low start to deepen now. Now this is, granted, this is Friday, overnight Friday. It's like midnight now. So this low starts to crank in on the backside again. It's been snowing for a day or two now in Illinois. So still more snow bleeding on the backside off 1,007 millibar low pressure. More snow into Wisconsin. Again, more rain as it's swinging up into the northeast off that warm surge sector. So we've been waiting for that second low to develop for you guys in the northeast, and it has. And so the big change that's happened over the last 2 days, essentially, we're all developing, where this low is actually going to develop. Is it going to develop further south? Is it going to develop further north? Well, unfortunately, it's developed further north. And so this was never an inland event for you guys for the north. I mean, never like a coastal event for you guys for the Northeast, but it's even transferred even further north. So it eliminated pretty much all of the big cities now from this snow event. And this is more of an interior type of event because just this low is set up just further north, and it's going to track further north too. So it's going to have rain on the south side and pull that snow further inland. So you can see that low kind of deepening now. This is uh, going into Saturday. So this is Saturday afternoon, Saturday night now. So now we're getting the backside effect from that first system, bringing some more snow. So that's kind of the little bit of a change for you guys in Ohio. So we had that dry slot for you because of that low is shifting on that second low. You're going to get that backside. So you instead of getting basically nothing in Ohio, now you're at least going to get maybe 1 to 2 inches and spots, right? So you're not going to be left out in the cold with this one. But much of the Northeast is rain on the south side for the bigger cities, but on the interior northern side and much of the higher elevations in upstate New York and Vermont and New Hampshire, and then as we're getting into Maine, as we go into starting on Sunday now, this low really starts to deepen further. Now we're at 1,005, cranking out some of the heavier snow totals, some of the darker shaded blues over the interior portions of Vermont and New Hampshire. If we take it out another frame, this low deepens, but you see how far inland it is. We had this low going out east, and it did a drastic shift inland. So yeah, it's not good for you guys in the Northeast. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, this one didn't look like the biggest event, but once it went inland, it just basically eliminated anything in central PA, southern PA, much of the big cities, and it's all an interior event now because this low shifted so far inland. But it deepens. It's 996, so but it's got no moisture to work with on the south side. So it's going to dump all the snow where like Caribou, you've already seen 70 inches. Now, granted, you average about 110, but you guys are going to pick up another 6, 8, 10 inches from this thing. So it's really going to start cranking for you guys up there. But like I said, this low really deepens now to a 994, and we're talking Sunday night now at midnight. So we had the low. It just didn't go into the ocean like we wanted. Like what you kind of need it to dump more snow for the coastal cities. So. But yeah, it's an interior event. It's an inland event. So it's all up north. So, and then it pulls out, but you can see by Monday morning, it pulls out, it's dumping more snow over, Maine and, dumping some, finger length amounts now into Vermont and New Hampshire. So let's kind of zoom in to some of the snow totals now. Now I kind of separated this from these are like two events here. This first event, like I said, it dumped yesterday. Dumped some snow into northeast Texas, northern Arkansas. It did dump or a little transition wet snow into upper Mississippi. Extreme amounts of Tennessee. So once we get into Missouri, now we're starting to look at some of the heavier totals off that first system, and especially on the northern side of Missouri, where 3 to 5 inches probably common, but there are going to be some isolated totals of 6 inches. Pockets of snow into Kansas and Nebraska, 1 to 3 inches. But as this low really deepens, like we talked about, a long duration for places like Chicago and especially interior portions, 6 to 8 inches are probably pretty common with this one as this low over deepens, because this is going to be a 2 to 2.5 day event over the snow totals. And on the interior portions of Wisconsin, some of the higher amounts of 6 to 8 inches. But as we get into Indiana, like I said, these higher amounts a little bit higher now because of the track of that second system for you guys in Indiana and Ohio. So instead of getting hardly anything, you're going to get something from this system at least, and then upper portions of Michigan are going to get, hardly anything on the south side because it's bleeding in that warm sector, warmer flow. But on the north side, where we're going to have a little bit of a secondary cold front come in Thursday into Friday, it's going to entrench some of that colder air. And on the back side of this storm, it's going to filter more snow for you guys. We go to the Northeast, look at some of the totals. Again, it kind of wiped out all the big cities. Nothing for you guys. This is the same track it's been tracking for pretty much the entire winter. A lot of the same areas are beginning, the snow, and a lot of the bigger cities are being left out because the storm tracks are tracking just so far inland. We can't get anything offshore. But you can see some snow amounts in West Virginia. So, like I said, you're going to get some snow now in Ohio, but not much to speak of. But at least it's not nothing. Pittsburgh now, instead of nothing, now you might get an inch. So, because on the backside of this system, but like I said, it eliminated everything out of southern central PA. It's going to be on the north side, especially around the lakes. And as we get into upstate New York, especially into Vermont, New Hampshire, some of the higher totals of 6 inches plus, and definitely as we get into Maine now, Bangor, probably 3 or 4 inches, but as we get into Caribou, we're starting to see some of those higher totals of 8 inches, and some isolated amounts up here by the lakes, off the lake effect, off the north side too, could get up to a foot, but those are probably very isolated amounts. But that'll kind of give you a snapshot of what's happening with this winter storm. So I just kind of wanted to give you the latest, and definitely like this video, share with your friends on social media that are impacted in the area. And I appreciate you guys watching. Definitely subscribe to my channel and catch me in the next video where I protect you before and after the storm.